After the end Cretaceous extinction 66 million years ago, the canvas of life on Earth had nearly been wiped clean. With the dinosaurs gone, the planet was no longer home to any large land animals, and the mammals that did survive the apocalypse were primed to dominate the recently vacated niches. Within just a few million years, they diversified throughout the globe, and soon enough, new forms of huge megafauna had evolved. Among the largest animals in the world during the early days of this new era of Earth's history were the Dinoceratans. Dinocerata was an order home to some of the strangest looking mammals of the Cenozoic, and just as strange as their appearances was their relationship to other groups of mammals. The most basal member of this order was Protinoceras of the late Paleocene of Mongolia, roughly 58 million years ago. This animal belonged to the family Uintatheridae. Looking like a cross between a horse, a rhino, and a dog, this creature was about the size of a small antelope. While Protinoceras was known to be an Asian genus, there was also a very closely related Uintathere that lived around the same time known as Probathiopsis that lived in North America, indicating the widespread nature of this order. Following Protinoceras and Probathiopsis was Bathyopsis of the early to middle Eocene of North America. Slightly larger than its Paleocene ancestors, this animal shared their tusks, but was also the earliest Uintathere to sport strange knobs on its head. While Bathyopsis only had a small pair, they grew to be far larger in later genera such as Tethyopsis and Uintatherium, with the latter genera possessing 6 of them. Just as the skull structures of the Dinoceratans grew over time, so did the overall measurements of the animals. Eocene Uintatheres like Uintatherium could grow to immense sizes, but by far the heaviest of all Dinoceratans was Eobacilius of the United States. At 2,500 kilograms, this animal was as heavy as a rhinoceros, and was one of the largest animals on the planet. One of the most unusual members of Dinocerata was Gobiatherium, found in Central Asia during the Middle Eocene. This animal is unique among its order for lacking the iconic knobs and tusks of its Uintathere cousins. Beyond this, Gobiatherium also sported an unusually large and bulbous nose. The tusks of animals such as Bathyopsis and Uintatherium were features common among many of the Dinoceratans. The tusks were larger in males than in females, and this dimorphism likely indicated that they were used in bouts between rival males. This behavior is similar to how modern-day animals such as the Indian and Javan rhinoceroses primarily use their tusks during interspecies combat. Another dimorphic feature of the Uintatheres were their bony knobs, also larger in males than in females. These knobs were skin-covered bone protuberances known as ossicones, structures also found in giraffes. Similarly to their tusks, these ossicones were probably used for display in fighting rivals. Given their size, members of Dinocerata, when fully grown, likely had no natural predators. However, juveniles could fall victim to predators such as creodonts. Dinoceratans, compared to other herbivorous mammals of the time, had relatively small cheek teeth for animals their size. Given that many of their fossils were found in river channels, it's likely that they were optimal for consuming the soft aquatic plants that grew in the jungle, rivers, and wetlands of the Paleocene and Eocene. The nasal bones in Dinocerata were slightly retracted, indicating the possibility of a small prehensile lip, a feature also common in rhinos and giraffes. These animals were also known for having large rib cages and hip bones, which were probably as big as they were to contain a large gut fermentation chamber to help them digest plant matter. The only aspect of Dinocerata more interesting than their unique appearances is their phylogeny. Dinoceratans are currently known to have no close relatives, either living or extinct, and are fairly isolated in the overall tree of mammalian evolution. They've been placed with a variety of different groups, from perissodactyls to artiodactyls to defunct orders such as Condylarthra. Fossil evidence has shown strong similarities in the astragalus or ankle bones between Dinocerata and other early Cenozoic mammals such as the pantodont. Special attention was given to the ankle bones of Bathyopsis and the pantodont Hypercoryphodon, which were nearly identical for two similarly sized animals. Beyond the astragali of both groups, they also share similarly formed cheek teeth, but interestingly, this form of dentition is also present in South American mammals such as Caradnia from the order Xenongulata. These similarities indicate a potential common ancestry among all three groups, but it's also very likely that resemblance such as these boil down to convergent evolution. The most commonly held viewpoint today is that these animals share a common ancestor with perissodactyls, belonging to the clade Mesaxonia. These mammals were known for having their weight distributed on their third toe. Alongside perissodactyls such as tapirs and horses, this group is also known to have contained the extinct South American mammals such as the Notoungulus and the Litupterms. Despite rapidly evolving to become the dominant herbivores of their times, These animals went extinct early on in the Cenozoic at the end of the Eocene epoch. While the reason for their extinction is largely unknown, it's likely that it may have been due to the climate change that marked the end of the Eocene and the gradual cooling of the Earth. With the loss of the lush tropical ecosystems that they called home, the Dinoceratans were left without their favorite niches. In addition, similar to the Mesoxoniids that survived later into the era, like the South American branches, they could have likely been outcompeted by other ungulates such as the Artiodactyls or even their Perissodactyl sisters. Dinocerata may have been a fairly short-lived lineage in the grand scope of the Cenozoic, but they still mark an important point in the age of mammals, where small creatures that rarely exceeded the size of a mouse or a shrew grew to titanic proportions, earning their place as the most dominant species on the planet. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe and support the channel any way you can. So the rest of this video is going to be relatively unscripted, so bear with me if you can. I think the first thing I want to do is I want to thank everybody for reaching over 3,000 subscribers. I think at the time where I posted this video, I'm around 3.5k I want to say. So yeah, a whole bunch of thanks for you guys. I started this channel just as a passion project, and it's slowly growing and evolving, so I really do have to hand it to everybody. I think at around 5,000 or 10,000 subscribers, I'll do a subscriber special. So for this sort of video, I want to take a bunch of questions from you guys. It can basically be on anything, so animal related content, video related content, any suggestions, and personal questions, anything you guys want to ask me, I'm willing to answer. So I think just going, reflecting real quick, the videos I tend to make are videos based on stuff I'm personally interested in. So this video with Dinocerata with Uintatherium is basically, this one basically comes down to those toys I used to have as a kid, in those small animal collections you get at the museum and the toy store of those prehistoric animals. So like mammoths, dodos, saber-toothed tigers. So there's always this one stuck around with them, and a lot of people don't know the actual name of this thing, so I made the video to sort of clear that air up. And I think on that note, I sort of realized moving with this channel, I was, because basically this was supposed to be a prehistory channel, focused at least, and I think more and more, I think I'm gravitating towards Cenozoic animals. So definitely I don't think this is where I'm going to stay for the whole life cycle of the channel, but it's definitely where my preference is right now. But on that note, if you guys have suggestions for videos, I'm always open to hearing them. In addition to that, I'm always willing to hear some criticisms as well. The biggest criticism I've been getting recently is with volume and audio issues in all of my videos. And this is something I'm working at just because I'm a little new with Premiere and audio mixing in general. But definitely I do thank you guys for bearing with the audio. I've been working at that, and it's a little bit hard because when you're hearing the video volume, while you're editing it, it sounds one way, but then when it's on YouTube, it's another way. And then also there's a little bit of bias going in because you know exactly what you're saying, you know exactly what's in the script, but another person might not necessarily understand that. So yeah, I feel like I've been thanking you guys a lot, but again, thank you guys for bearing with the videos as they are right now. And I'm definitely looking to making more future content, basically. And that's basically it. So yeah.